Hey gang, I'm Fahaam, your financial freedom guru. Let's turn your dreams into billionaire success stories. Today we're diving into the life and billionaire journey of Dustin Moskovitz, a name that might not grab headlines like Mark Zuckerberg or Elon Musk, but a man whose story is just as fascinating, inspiring, and filled with lessons for anyone chasing success. When you think of Facebook, most people think of Mark Zuckerberg, but Dustin Moskovitz was there from day one, quietly shaping the future of one of the biggest companies in the world. He may not be the face of Facebook, but he was the backbone of its early technical foundation. And beyond that, he went on to create another billion-dollar company and dedicate a huge portion of his wealth to making the world a better place. Dustin was born in Gainesville, Florida, in 1984. Unlike some billionaires who grew up with all the resources in the world, Dustin's upbringing was relatively normal. His father was a psychiatrist, his mother an art teacher, and he grew up in a household that valued learning and curiosity. From a young age, he showed interest in technology and problem solving, but he wasn't one of those kids building computers at 10 or coding at 12. Instead, his journey into tech greatness came later, when fate placed him in the right place at the right time. That place was Harvard University. Dustin enrolled at Harvard, majoring in economics, and shared a dorm room with Mark Zuckerberg, Eduardo Saverin, and Chris Hughes. Together, they would create a little project that would go on to change the world forever. In 2004, Facebook was born in their Harvard dorm. At the time, it wasn't the social media empire we know today. It was just the Facebook, a simple site designed for Harvard students to connect online. But even in its infancy, it had the spark of something revolutionary. While Zuckerberg came up with the idea, Dustin played a crucial role in building the actual product. He became the first chief technology officer of Facebook, essentially making sure that the site could scale, grow, and actually function as millions of people began signing up. In fact, Dustin is often credited with being the first vice president of engineering at Facebook, meaning he was the guy behind the scenes, making sure the vision turned into reality. What's fascinating about Dustin is that he wasn't chasing fame or the spotlight. He wasn't trying to be the face of Facebook. He was just quietly and effectively working on the technical side, ensuring the platform could handle growth. When Facebook expanded from Harvard to other Ivy League schools, and then to universities across the United States, it was Dustin's engineering that kept the system running. Without him, Facebook could have crashed under the pressure of its rapid rise. By 2008, Facebook had already exploded in popularity, attracting millions of users and becoming one of the most important platforms on the internet. But this was also the moment Dustin decided to take a different path. Unlike many who would cling to the rocket ship, he chose to leave Facebook. Now, you might be wondering, why would anyone walk away from Facebook, the hottest startup in the world at the time? For Dustin, it wasn't about chasing power or clinging to fame. He wanted to build something of his own, something different, something that would change the way people worked. So in 2008, he teamed up with Justin Rosenstein, another ex-Facebooker, to create Asana. Asana may not be as flashy as Facebook, but its impact has been massive. Asana is a workflow management software designed to help teams stay organized, track projects, and get work done more efficiently. Think of it like the digital brain for companies, where tasks, responsibilities, and timelines all come together. While Facebook was about connecting people socially, Asana was about connecting people professionally. Over the years, Asana grew into one of the most respected productivity tools in the world, used by companies of all sizes, from startups to Fortune 500 giants. And in 2020, Asana went public, instantly making Dustin even richer than he already was. Most of Dustin's wealth, though, still comes from his early stake in Facebook. Even though he left the company in 2008, he retained a significant amount of shares, and as Facebook grew into the trillion-dollar empire we know today, his net worth skyrocketed. As of recent estimates, Dustin Moskovitz is worth tens of billions of dollars, making him one of the richest people on the planet. But here's where his story gets really interesting. Unlike many billionaires who keep chasing more and more, Dustin and his wife, Carrie Tuna, decided to dedicate a massive part of their fortune to philanthropy. Together, they founded Good Ventures, a philanthropic foundation that doesn't just throw money at random causes. They focus on something called effective altruism, which is all about making sure every dollar spent has the maximum positive impact on the world. For example, instead of just donating money to popular charities, they carefully research where their money can save the most lives or solve the biggest problems. They've funded initiatives to fight global poverty, improve biosecurity, prepare for pandemics, and support long-term solutions for humanity's future. Through Good Ventures, Dustin and Carrie have pledged to give away most of their wealth during their lifetimes. In fact, they are members of the Giving Pledge, a campaign started by Warren Buffett and Bill Gates, where billionaires commit to giving away the majority of their wealth for the greater good. Think about that for a second. Here's a man who could live quietly as a billionaire, enjoy yachts, mansions, and private islands, but instead, he chooses to dedicate his fortune to saving lives, improving health, and protecting the future of humanity. That's not just business success, that's real legacy. And if you want a lesson from Dustin Moskovitz's journey, it's this: success isn't just about how much money you make, it's about what you do with that money. He shows us that financial freedom isn't just about escaping the 9-to-5 grind or building passive income, it's also about using your wealth to create impact and meaning. Dustin's journey also teaches us something else important. You don't always have to be the loudest voice in the room to make history. Mark Zuckerberg may be the face of Facebook, but Dustin was the quiet genius who made sure the platform didn't collapse. His choice to walk away from Facebook shows that you don't need to cling to something forever to prove your worth. Sometimes, walking away is the bravest and smartest move, especially when it leads you to build something new and meaningful. From Harvard dorm rooms to building Facebook, from creating Asana to running Good Ventures, Dustin Moskovitz's story is a reminder that there are many paths to success. He didn't chase the spotlight, but he still became a billionaire. He didn't hold on to Facebook, yet he still built another billion-dollar company. He didn't keep all his wealth, yet he's building a legacy that may outlast every dollar he's ever made. So the next time you think success is about being the loudest, the most famous, or the most talked about, remember Dustin Moskovitz. He proves that success can be quiet, impactful, and deeply meaningful. And for anyone chasing financial freedom, his story is a blueprint. Start with an idea, put in the work, don't be afraid to walk away when the time is right, and when you reach the top, use your wealth to lift others up. That's the real billionaire journey. And that's why I love telling you stories like this on Fahaam's Financial Freedom. Because financial freedom isn't just about money, it's about purpose, impact, and living a life that matters. Dustin Moskovitz may not be a household name like Zuckerberg or Musk, but his journey is one of the most inspiring billionaire stories out there. He started as a Harvard student with no idea he'd change the world, became a co-founder of Facebook, built Asana, and now dedicates his life and fortune to making the world a better place. That's not just a billionaire journey, that's a legacy worth remembering.